Hello lovelies, welcome to my channel. My name is Esther. If you're seeing this channel for the first time, please do well to subscribe. Click on the notification bell to be notified each time I post videos. So in this video, I'll be showing you how to make this beautiful gown. So the first thing you're going to do is to fold your fabric into two and mark out your starting line. So after folding your fabric into two, ensure that you have already written all the measurement that you'll be needing down, okay? So the next thing is to divide your shoulder by two and mark it. Divide whatever your shoulder is by two and mark it and under your starting line. And go down and mark your shoulder to chest line, shoulder to waist, and shoulder to hip. Okay, and the length of the gown. This is actually a short gown. So the length I'm working with is 36. So I added 1 inch because I'll be using lining. So I'll use a half inch and turn the lining and half inch on the shoulder. So that will be 39. So I'll make the lines vertical, visible like this, okay? So the next thing is also to mark that shoulder that I divided into two on the chest line and connect it to meet with the other one. That will serve as our armhole line, okay? So after doing this, so we'll start imputing the neckline. The neckline I'm working with is 3.5 on the for the width. 3.5 for the width, and the front depth is 3.5 as well, right? So I will connect it. So the back line, I use 1 inch for the back depth of the neckline. So on the shoulder, I will come down by 1 inch and also divide whatever I have there. That 1 inch is for shoulder slant. You come down by 1 inch and connect it, slant it to meet with your neck. All right. So the next thing we are doing now is to start imputing our body measurement. So the bust measurement I'm working with here, I will be dividing it into 4. Okay, so my bust measurement I'm working with, I will divide it into 4 and add sewing allowance. So remember, this is actually the first part. I'm not cutting this together because I'll be adding zip at the back. So I measured my bust and add 1.5 inch for sewing allowance. Make sure you divide it into 4, please. So you also do the same on your waist. Divide your waist measurement or round waist measurement by 4 and mark it and add sewing allowance. All right. So you also go down on the hip area. Divide the hip measurement by 4 as well. All right. So the hip I'm working with and the bust is the same shape, is the same measurement. Okay, so I mark it and added sewing allowance. So I'll be connecting the lines together like you see me doing in this video. So right, so whatever measurement I have on the hip is what I'm going to take down to the hem. Okay, as you can see, the hem of this gown is not shapy. Okay, so it's just straight. So the next thing I'm going to do is to connect my armhole, connect that my bust measurement to that armhole line that I divided into two to form our armhole curve. All right, this is very, very, very simple. Okay, very, very simple, guys. So the next thing is to cut it out. So I'll be cutting out the back neckline first because I'll be using this one to cut out the back part, and the back will be having zip. Okay, so I'll be adding zip allowance on the back while before cutting it. So I cut out the back neckline first. So after cutting everything before, I will now trim out the front neckline. Okay, so you cut it out. After cutting everything like this, so the next thing you're going to do is to remove this one, take this one aside, okay, and fold your fabric into two again, okay, to cut out the back side of this. All right, so fold your fabric into two again, fold it into two, okay, and making sure that what you're folding will be bigger than the first one, because you'll be adding zipper allowance on this one. Okay, so I'll be using 1.5 inch zipper allowance because I'll be using lining on this gown. All right, so after folding your fabric into two, you bring out the first one that you have cut already. Okay, make sure you arrange it very well. Okay, so after arranging this, you you mark out then you mark out your zipper allowance. So I'll be using 1.5 inch zipper allowance here because I'm using lining. All right, so if you're not using lining on your own, you can use 1 inch zipper allowance. So mark it down 1.5 inch down and connect them together using your straight ruler like you see me doing. Alright, so do well to connect it with your straight ruler because to be visible, because the first one you cut will be placed on exact line, that exact line that you mark for your zip. Can you see what I'm doing? Make sure it's on that line, on the line of that zipper that you mark. The zipper should be different because that is zipper allowance. So that is it for this back. So this back doesn't have anything, just the zipper allowance that is different. Okay, so you just place it and trim it out, like trace it out, trace the side out, making sure that you're leaving that zipper allowance for your zip. All right, so after cutting it out, then you open up, slant the zipper allowance, okay, because that place will be open. Okay, you slant it open like you see me doing for the zipper allowance, not on the one that is on the top. Okay, please understand this, not the one on the top, but the zipper allowance. So this gown is going to have inner pocket, so I notch the place that the pocket is going to start. So I like putting my pocket from the waist. All right, from the waist, so I notch it. So I've removed the back side, so it's time to trim out the front neckline. So I just trim out the front neckline. So this design on the front is what I'm going to be working on now. So this is the chantilly lace I'm going to be using to create that design. So what I'll be doing is to fold it into two and place that front on it. So you trace the neckline and cut it out to be the same. All right, and the shoulder to where you want it to stop. Okay, so it's actually 2 inch between the neckline. Okay, after the neckline, so 2 inch, I mark it, and I'll be removing and I'll also mark the length. Okay, I want the length to stop at the waist, so I'll be removing the main ankara that I cut. Okay, so I'll be removing this out. So I'll be using my straight ruler now to connect it, the length and that shoulder side. Okay, so I'll be connecting it like this so that you will not make any mistake while cutting it. Okay, so you trim it out like this and mark it so that you will be able to trim it the way you want. All right, so you trim it off like so. Okay, so after trimming it like this, then you bring out the main ankara, that the main front that you want to put the design. Okay, so what you're going to do is to just to place it on it. You can use your hemming gum to hold it down, or you can just take it to your sewing machine and hold it down. So I will be placing I'll be using all the material that I cut to cut that lining for this, and I'll also be cutting out material that I'll be using for the pleat. Okay, for the pleat, for the round pleat. All right, so I'll be pleating this around as you can see on the picture. So this is it. The sewing part will not be on this video, guys. Okay, so I'll be uploading that one later. So let me take you to my machine and do that. So here is the final result of it. All right, don't forget to subscribe and share this video. Drop your question